Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. I had my programmer, looks like it took a dump. Just waiting for it to, basically I had to restart just to get the thing back up and running. So now we're on the phase where we're going to run the AS Programmer app. And hopefully everything shows up on it. I'm going to plug in the USB now with the device is already hooked up. We already got it to show WinBond, so that's good news. That's what we can have pop up. You got solid light activity, looking good there. I think we're going to go into download. I guess I put it under download. Yeah, I have to move this stuff around still. I just started learning how to do this stuff the other day, so kind of new to it. But I know we're going to use the AS programmer. So we got this part. I'm not quite sure why the hardware app is not showing up. It's like it's stuck. It did this earlier too. Not quite sure why it's doing this, but okay. Delete this. Let's launch another copy of it. What? There's something wrong with it or something? I don't know. Not working all of a sudden. There it goes. I don't know. Something was wrong with the software itself. But I deleted it and reopened it, and it looks like that happened to work. So now we're back to this stage. And what we've done so far is we've gotten it connected. I'll just give you a little bit more of a visual. We've connected it to the BIOS chip here, cable it up to the programmer. You see the programmer's lit. See that on the side. See there's lights. It's got a big red light like that. It means it's connected. If it was dim, it means it's shorting. So I had it shorting. I had that backwards somehow. I don't know. Bunch of stuff I didn't like quite do right off the first try. But I got it to where it will recognize. That means it's reading. It can read the BIOS, I guess. So now this is the part where I'm kind of like lost.
So when I wanted to install Linux programmer, don't even this programmer comes
yeah, so we got that. It's the WinBond chip.
Load and connect to the programmer to USB port. We then detect the chip.
So he's using the chip size. I guess he's already got this information in here. We're gonna just go ahead and it's not letting me have any chip size yet. No page size, anything yet. So we're gonna detect the chip. Here, detect chip. See, not responding. See, it was a minute ago responding, so not sure what happened here. This connection while I was sitting. This worked about a second ago. Try this again. Oh, yeah, now it's saying just 000. Huh. Or maybe this thing lost its footing. Why it's coming up with all zeros now. So it wasn't doing that earlier. Should detect. Well, let's see what this is supposed to do.
Yep. And although the writing on the chips.
Yeah, see, mine's not detecting anything now. And that's the other way though. It was wrong. I like the other way one time. See if that does anything. Lights dim. That Okay. Try this again. Detect. Not responding. Something to do with this connector. Oh man. Okay. So somehow I slipped the connector must have slipped its pins that I was on. Somehow, yeah, I think it's this first one. There. Let's try this again. Come on, baby. You can do it. Oh, now we're getting a part number. But it's saying none of these are showing. Damn. Try it again. Detect. Now it's not responding. Yeah, it must be slipping its pinouts. Look at that. See what it is. Or we're just got too much cable on it now. It's something to do with that. Oh, it's saying 0, man. Software crash. Cute. And the programmer. Cute. Let's try this again. Oh, the software's at least open this time. That's what I'm trying to see. Let's get chip size. There's no nothing listed. Weird. Usually you get something listed underneath here. Still showing zeros. We must be missing a pin out here. Then what?
Q128 JVSQ and 25Q128FB will do fine.
Alright, so we're going to read the IC now. Goes. Sorry, guys, I bumped the cable that does the connection. I lost stream, I'm sorry. It looks like it's still going. Perfect. Alright, so the thing's connected now. It's reading the memory chip off. Which is good news. This is what we want to see happen. This is cool. Nice. You just got to get a solid connection, it looks like. That's the most important part to this whole thing. If anybody has a question, let me know. I'm here to answer. But yeah, it looks to be reading good. Off that little connector, pogo pins. Reading the data off the chip to the computer, which then I'll be able to take and find the BIOS inside the BIOS image through the hex editor, I should be able to find the location of the admin password and erase it or remove it. But before I remove it, what I'll probably do is try to use the hex to numeric editor converter and see if I can't see what the password is. And then obviously type it in, see if it unlocks. And if that works, I could just do it that way. That way I wouldn't have to risk flashing anything. I could just literally just know the password and remove it from the BIOS without doing any risky business trying to do it the other way. But if I have to flash it back, then, so be it, I guess. I'll just put a bunch of F's in there, which is zeros, into the field, and it should clear it as well. So however this has to happen is, fine with me. I would just prefer not to do that if possible. And so we're almost done with the reading process. We'll get read it off. All right, so we have the BIOS image here. Let's see what this 2113 measure going out as. 4018. So his read off the same as mine. 4018. We chose the same thing, current programmer, and then we read the BIOS chip off, and it says reading success.
After detecting the chip, we read it.
We did that, and let's see, succeeded.
We verified the content of what was read with the actual IC.
We're going to verify with the actual IC. By IC, verifying memory. Okay. So now we're checking the red copy against the original to make sure that they match. The reason why we're doing that is so that we know that we got a good copy of the data. Checking for the verification back. After we verify it, and we know I have a good copy of the bin off the chip, which is what we want, essentially. I just don't want to bump or move anything because it looks like those pogo pins are really, just barely on there. They're grabbing the ends of the little IC itself and touching and making a connection in a way that lets me read it without pulling it off the board, which makes life a lot simpler, because pulling the chip off the board to then read it in a little jig and then put it back on, not fun. Ooh. So if we can prevent from having to do that, that's wonderful. Anytime we can prevent doing that. This little SCH, this CH143A or whatever it's called, 431A or whatever. Super nice device. It was only a couple bucks, and it's already, paid for its worth just in this alone, because now this is preventing me from having to either buy another motherboard or return this computer to who I got it from. In any case, it's making this a completely better deal for me. So it's very nice in that respect that I can just read this back, find out that it's good with AS Programmer, and be happy with my results. And then it's got a built-in hex editor right there that you can literally look through the code on those lines and see what's been written there. Back in a second. And looks like it successfully read it back. So we're in good shape.
We then save the binary data, which is read to a file.
Alright, now we're going to save the binary data to a file on our computer. We're just going to put it in downloads for now. We'll make a spot for it later. We'll call this so we saved the bin file out, okay?
We open the binary file in the hex editor. I'm using Hex Workshop here, which I will.
We've got to get a hex editor going now. So I think what we're going to use is the one that's using Hex Workshop is what we're going to use. Go ahead and get Hex Workshop downloaded. Site back here. Crazy because it looks like their website doesn't work. Used to connect. Why? It's plugged in. I don't know why it would use to connect. But the What's Illustration Association said I don't know why the main site's not working. It's kind of being weird, but whatever. So we'll get it off of a different server here. I usually use the WinHex, but this dude's swearing by Hex Workshop, so I'm gonna just use what he used just because it probably make life easier for me. So okay. Hex Workshop here. We're gonna minimize this. Installed it to the desktop somewhere. Desktop was it on? That's the question. Where's Hex Workshop at? Let's fucking install this thing. Oh god. Let's go back and look at where it installed to. Figure this out. Install this. So, find it real easy. But anyway, there it is. There's Hex Workshop. Okay. Oh man. Things get tough quick, I guess, for some reason. Alright. So now we're going to open up the locked BIOS bin file. Here, this PC. Hold on. So let's get this. Here's our bin file. Ours looks to be zeros. Not good. First off, it shouldn't be all fucking zeros. First problem is that we're just seeing all zeros.
Below, we find the string user thread and replace everything after that string with zeros up until we see lots of 4FFs divided by.
Yeah, so our first problem is our BIOS is blank, so that's not good. We didn't get a good read. That's the first problem. I can tell you that. That's not a good sign. Still having this thing open. Should have looked when I saw it pulled a bunch of zeros. That wasn't good. All right, let's try this again. Oh, that's what I thought I was going to have to take the thing apart because of this right here. This little zero shit. Let me go on the other. First BIOS. I gotta get like a better flash. See how it connected. That you know why. Hearing all the connectors on board. All zeros. Like we didn't get any data last time. Look at that. Getting all the pinouts. Now we're getting the fucking white. Something. Now it's working the opposite way. Shit. That's strange. Okay, this oh, he's getting the zeros again. Oh man. Okay. This is just nuts. I see why people take these off the board and do it now. It's just this little fucking header. Just crap for this stuff. Come on, baby. It's reading now. Select IC. Come on. Come on, you can do it. It's crazy because it detected the chip. Reading any bit of data is like, fuck me. I open another copy of that app. Maybe it's just already downloads. Like, not like, but try this again. Let's try this a freaking game. It's detected what it's reading, so that's good news. Choose a select IC and click read IC. If it doesn't come off blank, it's shaped. Man, it's such a strange thing. But here we go. Let's try it again. Alrighty, so we're halfway through a new read. And now I got the program hooked up the opposite direction. Probably what it should have been hooked up in the first place. I think I had it, all kinds of things backwards and not connected properly. EF4018 header is that SPI flash number. That's good that it can see that. So I hope, please verify off the data. So what we had to do is we turned this. That's still facing the right way. We turned the connector end up here. We turned that around because it was backwards. And then I got a positive connection. We'll know right off the bat if it gave data or not because you're going to see either a bunch of different numbers if you saw the same thing. It's probably didn't read anything. Oh yeah, just all zeros again. Not good. This file save. All this. Go ahead and if it actually sees anything. This workshop thing, I don't think it's going to. A bunch of zeros again. There. Ha! Nothing. Literally read nothing. It read the header, and that was about all it read. This thing's not seated all the way here properly. Good. Make sure that's nice and tight. Make sure this connector's setting up good. Let's see. Again. Let's go ahead and open up this program again. Stay here. That's my other question is when he seated that, disconnect his battery on the board too? Or was that plugged in somewhere?
It looks like this. So no need to desolder. The BIOS chip on his laptop is located here and looks like this.
Look, you don't see. That. Okay. I unplugged the battery on it. I think that makes a difference. Let's see if it's responding. Falls off over time because it's pinched so hard. See, I think that's probably what it is. It's like just losing the connection time on this thing. You know, the thing going on is this way. Quick, man. Again? Yeah. Hey, give that another try. Try this. There's a diagram on here that shows which way pin one's supposed to be. Take my camera here. Look, zoom in on this little diagram. I kind of get into which way is pin one. Four pin, right? Okay. So the first four pins on this split. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me that. That's how the connectors hooked up. So the thing to this to that. Well, that little diagram that says that's SP24. This is 25. So this side's 25. That side's 24. So we want 25. Thanks, dances with burritos. I appreciate it. Just having a little bit of a hard time with this little guy. This part seems to be right. I just don't know if I'm just not getting a good enough connection. This chip, and I really can't see that right side very well, but it appears that I should have enough clearance to get on all those pins. I don't think removing that frame is going to change any of that. Bent from the clip already. Let's set the phone, see what it looks like here. So see. Kind of really dusty. Out now. I can dig at it a little bit. They don't look very clean. dust or dirt that's telling me that's causing me to get a bad connection on there. Whoa. That looks like that first one's just bent a little bit to the right. Picture with my phone. It kind of looks like to me. It looks like that first pin, like X or something. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like the glue with the solder there. Don't want to have to though. When I part this kit, the way I did was to get these little clips that could put down in there. Over one pin. Might really just have to take the bed frame off. I know where I'm at right now. I don't think I can actually get this thing to pinch down properly. So I can see what's going on here. Can't really get in there. It's not even pitching it. That's what the bed frame off this laptop. I do know that it's not going to work. We're going to have to take it off. So, on to phase 2, I guess. So, this is the other step I was trying to not have to do, but I guess we're just going to do it because it seems like that's kind of the way to go. Let me go ahead and get that going.
Down the CPU for the Intel CPU, they tend to respawn once they go over temperature. It'll just shut down for protection. I fixed the screwdriver set, started come up, but not entirely will not come up. You can see the whole thing heatsink, and the fan is really clogged up. I'm gonna remove the hard drive by removing 4 screws that touches the cap in here. So that I have to just get it out of the way. So remove these antennas. You're gonna unplug them from here, just pull them upwards, put them in here. So I have no idea to keep on them here. I believe these are for number 6 or maybe it's higher, it's a higher floor. Go ahead and remove all of them. I believe I have removed all right here. So go ahead. Units, we're just gonna grab the opening tool and we're gonna stick it between the bottom cover and the chassis. We're just gonna.
I'm just watching to see if this guy does in this video.
Gently, start from one side.
Might be stuck on some
both sides. I missed that screw right in the middle. I told you guys.
Okay.
You don't want to force it, but there's always a chance that you miss a screw somewhere.
Okay, no, screws out that one.
So bring it up, and there's one more flip to screw pellets right in here. You want to loosen up this one too, and then bring it up, and that's it. Make sure your cables run through here.
All right, it looks like this is going to be pretty straightforward for the most part. What we're going to have to do is use our Torx, move all the Torx screws, move all of the flat. There's a couple Phillips too, like this one. Those will have to all come up. So we're going to do that now. Get this out of the way and move the frame out of the way, the mid frame. So this mid frame, this plastic frame comes up. It looks like I, trying in my haste to hurry through this, missed it. Dances with burritos. Yeah, bro. This is not my first time taking a computer apart. This is my first time trying with that BIOS clip. I've done some MacBooks in the past, and they were pretty easy because the clip just fits. But it looks like what's happening with this one is I'm not like able to grab all the pins. Like they're just that little plastic is just right here. This piece of plastic is preventing me from getting enough on that side of these pins to grab it. So I'm gonna have to take the mid frame out, which I did. I was trying not to have to do that. Basically, that was what I was in the process of not having to do. I already loosened those two. Let's see. Because all these little torxes will have to come out. Looks to be good. Okay. Yeah, so we're switching over to a Torx bit now. So take all the Torx screws out of this thing so we can move this mid frame. It would have been nice if I could have got around without doing that, but fortunately, doesn't seem to be my luck today. Let's see. Yeah, dude, it's never as easy as you initially hope. You're right. I always think things are gonna be. Oh yeah, just order this little $15 programmer and like, oh, get one of these with a a clip on it. Just clip it on and you're good to go. But then you're like, oh shit, it doesn't actually want to fit over that side. So it would have been totally awesome if it would have been. I guess I probably could have got a different clip that was a little longer and skinnier, but of course I didn't know that at the time. And honestly, that clip style is the one I see all the time. So I don't really see a whole lot of different ones that you can get. So, kind of so well on a clip style, like clips. There's probably some other ones, like even something that maybe just grabs the actual, like the little pins themselves, or like a little alligator clip type thing, if you will. But am I gonna find that right now? Probably not. Best thing to actually work. And the thing is I didn't pay a lot for this computer. I paid like $30 for it. So honestly, if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. But it's just like I wanted to refurbish it and sell it, make money. Dick. Second used computer business I run, and most of them come in good shape. Issues with this one seems to be worth quite a bit. It's a sought after one, or I guess you should say. So because of that, that's the only reason why I'm spending the time on it. It would have been just like some basic little, computer that wasn't worth, what it is. I wouldn't bother with. But this one seems to be a little nicer than the average ones, so it's the only reason why I'm messing with it. I like this thing because it's magnetized. This is a pretty cheap screwdriver. It's not any Linus ones or iFixits or like that. But this thing's always done. It's been tried and true for a long time for me. So I've just been using it because it works, you know. Lucky. Screws out of the way. Actually get into this thing. All we're going to do is pull the BIOS code, move code in place. I'll just remove out the BIOS code and actually just once it's removed, it stops BIOS and change the settings, which is what I'm trying to do. Tool here, the plastic pry tool. Open this today. Tell you what. Next to it. Left now. A couple years ago, I didn't get past the BIOS, so I took the reminiscence out and junked it. Yeah, that's what most people do. Had I not known about being able to do this in the past, that's probably what I would have done too. I just took the good parts and called it a day, but I actually knew about this from my previous experiences with MacBooks. And the thing is HP used to send you like a BIOS file that would go on a thumb drive. It was called an SM BIOS patched file that you could just use, and it would just fix your issue. You would just plug in this thumb drive, it would read that BIOS file right over your initial one and call it a day. But they stopped doing that a couple years ago. And I actually talked to one of the reps earlier today before I went this route, and they said, yeah, we used to do it, we just don't do it anymore. That probably was because it was just probably a listening theft from folks who like paid for a computer and then got scammed, somebody stole it. I'm still stuck on something over here. See it. Let's see over there. Funny enough, I don't really need to take this all the way off. I could just lift it up. So I'm not going to pull those antennas loose because at the end of the day, they're going to go right back where they're at. So we pretty much got as far as we needed to get. And what we were trying to do, we were trying to get to this BIOS chip right here. And you can actually see on the chip, it's unfortunate I can't get any real closer than this. You can see on the chip there's that white dot. That's actually not the first pin. That one with the point on it, that's pin 1. And so what you want to do is you want to take this clip with the red line on it. See the red line? That's pin 1. That's pin 1 coming up to here. So that's going to go there, and that's going to make the connection. But now that I got that out of the way, I can actually get this whole programmer down over the thing. So now this should be a lot easier to line up this with that. Then you get the whole thing over the top of it. Still being fun. Here it is. Give that a shot. See what happens here. Looking for this light to light up, but it not to stay lit. See when it dims like that, that means you got a short. That can be either a short on this thing, the way it's plugged in. It could even go this way. It could be a short on the actual. I don't know which way pin 1 is on this, to be honest with you. So it could be one of two things. Shorted, or see now it's fully lit. It's what you want to see. Now we're going to run the programmer to see if that sees the chip or not. And, you know, hopefully it does. Hopefully it sees it properly and will let me write to it or read from it. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so not responding, that's probably not a good sign. Try this again. Let me see, you guys kind of see what I'm doing here. Back to the other way, and run this way, because I thought this was pin 1 on that side. So supposed to be, has to be, but hang on a minute. On there, looks good. Plenty of room now, so it's not that you can't click the chip. This is why a lot of people desolder it though in the first place.